So here's Maddie.
Hi, everybody. We are down to three teams remaining. Iron's going to take on the winner of this game between Highway and Meatball City. Turned out to be a great day. I want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting 16-inch softball. And I wanted to make a special presentation here. Our friend, our good pal, and one of the most important people in the SSA, Patty Caputo. Everybody knows what Patty kind of went through this past off season. Had major surgery, has come out on the other side better and stronger. And we wanted to invite Patty out here to come out and throw out the first pitch for this semifinal game. And his nephew Mikey Marola is going to be the recipient. Patty Caputo, please come out and throw out the first pitch.
So Pat's working his way to the field and just had some major surgery about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, to show you how tough he is. He's already walking around. And there's his nephew Mike Marola, who does play on Meatball City. So question is he going to throw a strike? So both teams lined up on the foul line. He did give the fake. So there's Pat Caputo. Pat gets and there he is with Mike Marola. It's a good job. So
I want to thank you for coming out, of course, doing yeoman's work again on the live stream. Thank goodness we finally had a good one, huh?
Yeah, I tell you, it's turned out to be a great day. It was a little damp in the morning, but it dried up nice. Fields are in great shape, so this should be a fun one, and we're almost done.
Almost done, yeah. Some big upsets, too. I mean, with Sauce, with that huge upset over a flashback, it's a game that they'll always remember. And that's kind of what you want to see in some of these tournaments. You want to see an underdog team, or a team that is not used to really playing at this level, coming out and having a big win. So, again, it's a tournament that they'll remember for a long time, and now we've got Iron in the championship game against one of these two teams. You got perennial power, Highway, and Meatball City, who took us down in the quarterfinal in a close game, 8-7. So it should be a good one. Wind blowing straight out to left field, and Travis has had a great day so far. A couple of home runs. Looking forward to this game, Gio.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Iron is just kind of grinding their way through. Found their way into the championship, played a surprise entry. That game went 9 innings. Iron scored 4 runs in the top of the 9th and held on over Sauce. Sauce is going to be much improved this year. They looked good today, played well against Flashback. They certainly were not intimidated, and this should be a good ball game. So hopefully both teams will be jacked up and ready to go. You don't have to worry about Meatball City. They got a lot of younger players on that team. And so as a result, I'm sure they're going to be chomping at the bit here. So just got to readjust my lineup card, folks, and we'll get right to it. And this has been a fun day. No doubt about it. Big crowds all day. Nobody really left. And they hung out just to watch softball. First time we've really been outdoors all summer. So worked out great. Great job by Matt again, organizing the event, getting the teams out here, and just did a great job. So it should work out, hopefully. And just got to set something up here, folks, and I'll be right with you. And let me dive into my settings. Had to reboot my phone earlier today. As a result, some of our softball has not, my secondary software did not And there we go. We're set to go. So for those of you tuning in, catching us late here on a Saturday, as we're pushing close to 6 p.m. here in Chicago. This is Tinley Park, far southwest suburb of the city of Chicago. What you're seeing is 16-inch softball. We use a 16-inch clincher. It is not a mush ball. 60-foot bases. Can lead off. Can't steal. 38 feet from the pitcher's plate to the point of home. 612 on the arc. We have no gloves, so we get what they call a drag step. One step back, left or right. Pitcher gets 2 fakes or hesitation. Third arm action has to be to come home. And a fake or a throw to a base is considered one of your fakes or hesitations. We use heavy bats. They can weigh up to 38 ounces. Mike Marola leads off with a little cut shot in front of Jazz out in left field. 34 inches in length, 2 1/4 on the barrel. We got 260 fences and a decent amount of foul territory down both lines. So 1 on, nobody out. And here's Pops Alejandro. And Pop swings and he comes through. Michael Stop, very aggressive there by the center fielder, flying in on that ball to keep him right there. And I believe that's Chaz Golden out there. So it brings up Mike Wiz. His brother Nick is here. I didn't see him earlier in the day. Well, actually, I think Nick was here all day. I think it was Mike who may have just got here recently. And of course, coaching first base, or third base, the best looking guy in softball, Joey Carbs. And there's a swing and a fly ball. And left fielder can't get there. Tried to slide underneath it near the fence. And again, we are live from Tinley Park, Community Park. Live stream is powered by our good friends at Gold Rush Gaming. If you want to put slots in your establishment, give them a call at 630-307-0500, or you can email them at inquiries@goldrushgaming.com. And please mention you heard about them on the live stream. And we're going to give you some information for Matt Dozen, who's presenting this tournament today. And we got a reset, 1-1 count. Matty, of course, is a mortgage broker at Guaranteed Rate Affinity. And you can reach Matty at 630-5757. 630. There's a long fly ball, and that drops. And they got back-to-back runners. And they're both going to score on the triple to right center. So Wiz leaned on it, drove it to right center for a stand-up triple, 2-0 Meatball City. And again, Matt Dozen is at 630-757-4410. Or 6640, I should say, sorry. But give Matty a call. And there's a swing and a line drive caught by Trey Johnson at short center. And Wiz wasn't going anywhere, but there was nobody there for a potential force out. So again, just to be clear, Matty Dozen's number is 630-757-6640. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance, give Matt a call. He's a good dude. So that brings up Jose Godinez. Spent a few years with YTD. And here he is now. So right off the bat, 3-0 or 2-0 Meatball City. And Jose swings, and there's a line drive. And that drives in the third run. So 4 hitters, they've all reached, and Meatball City jumps up 3-0 here, top of the first. And that's going to bring up Joe Filomeno, the first baseman. So Meatball City not intimidated by the defending major national champions They jump up 3-0. And there's a bullet scooped up there by JB, and they just get him. JB looked like he was going to go to first. Then he spiked the throw. Great job by Gardner Huff to bail him out there. Of course, JB 2 years ago was on BTA when they won the major national championship tournament. No, this is a semifinal game. Here's Sean Quinn. And then last year, there's a little ground ball to first, and they'll get the out at second. And that'll do it. So Sean Quinn grounds out there to end the inning, but they do put up a 3-spot. So John Banks played on BTA 2 years ago. And then last year he came over to High Y and won another one. So a lot of these guys, when teams put the names on the back of the shirts, he's got Mr. Two-Pete on there. Which, if I'm not mistaken, Old School's won 250 and overs in a row. But as far as the regular men's division, that's, I believe, the longest current streak of a player winning a national championship. So a little work to do here for High Y. Very early in the game, but they find themselves trailing. And it's going to be D. Wright Jr., John Banks, and Gardner Huff. And we'll be coming right back at you after this game with the championship. The winner will be playing Iron. Of course, this was a consolation bracket type setup. So these teams are all undefeated at this point. And there's a line drive right at Wiz at shortstop. And Mike makes the play. And that brings up JB. Now JB does like to cut the ball over the infield. You can see there he's sneaking a glance out to left field. A lot of times you'll see guys take a pitch to see what the left fielder is doing, and they'll walk up and not swing. And there he got a pitch in between, and they just nip him at first. I think JB might have beat that had he not gone into the slide. And a lot of you that follow the streams know I'm not a big believer in feet first or head first dives into first base. It's a proven fact that you're faster if you stay on your feet and run through the bag. So now with the hard slide, they're going to have to do a little maintenance, make sure that base sits right. It's kind of a weird base. It's rubber, and it's got like a rubber type cap on the top of that post, and if you don't get the bag just right, it won't click in. So on the other field, you got BTA playing Hex, and that is a semifinal game in the consolation bracket. The winner of that game will play Signature for the consolation bracket championship. And here's Gardner. He tries to go to right center. Nice catch, diving catch there by Ian Holst. And if you watch the bonus coverage, he got the walk-off home run in the game that got him to the semifinals over Moneyline. He had a hard line drive that was slicing away from the center fielder, Matt Martin, was there, couldn't get there, but when the ball hit the carpet, took a crazy bounce over the top of his head, and so as a result, it rolled to the fence for a walk-off home run. So we head to the top of the second, and here's the other Wiz brother leading off. And there's a swing, base hit for Wiz. And folks, the guys that want to post links are not affiliated with the SSA. Don't click on them. They tend to be scam sites. And unfortunately, Giselle snuck that in. I'll clean that up on the final version. So there's a swing by Jake Majerus. Courtesy runner Sean Quinn jogs into third. Meatball City's come out here on fire early as they put their first two hitters on. And it brings up, again, the hero of the money line game, Ian Holst, who just made a great catch to end the bottom of the first. And there's a swing and a line drive base hit. One more run scores. Majerus is turning, and they'll hold him up 4-0 Meatball City. So 4-0 early. Sharif Walker going to come on out and try to slow things down a little bit. And that brings up Jake Caballero, the left fielder. And we were commentating that Jake is a slender-looking kid. I don't even know if he weighs $110, but he's been playing a very nice outfield for Meatball City. Again, 16-inch softball is, and there's a little pop-up that's going to be out of play. 16-inch softball is the epitome of equal opportunity. So if you've got a skill, whether it's defensively or you're a great offensive player, teams will find a spot for you. So we're so glad that you guys are joining us on the broadcast. 32,000 plus followers growing every day. We couldn't be happier. So little Dave Bradford trying to figure out this Meatball City squad. And there's a little punch job, and that's going to drop. The fifth run's going to score. And that was, you can tell Ian is a young player. He knew it was going to drop, but instead of picking up Joey Carbs at third, he was looking over his shoulder. Joey was trying to get him to come to third. But by the time that happened, his speed decreased. So here's Mike Marola, and there's a little, he pounds it. Ian is going to score. Caballero makes it, and now Mike has gotten himself into a pickle, and that's going to score another run. And now, Mike didn't see him lose the ball, but they do get Mike. But two more runs score, 7-0. As they've put three on the board this inning. One out only. Mike was dancing there, did not see Trey Johnson drop one of the throws in the pickle. And here's Pops, cut down the left field line his last time. Of course, when we were in Carroll Stream, it's our second or third Class A Glove National Championship tournament. Pops was playing on a team called No Fear, and he won the MVP and the batting title that weekend. No stealing, Austin. Can lead off, but you can't steal. And there's a little swing, and Pops gets his second hit of the ball game. And that's what Pops does. He can push the right field line. He can cut the left field line. Very good bat control. That brings up Mike Wiz. And he smokes it at Travis, and that's going to be a double play. But Meatball City picks up 3 more. Or 4, excuse me. They lead 7-0. So we're going to head to the bottom of the second. Meatball City's come out and just punched High Y right in the mouth. Now High Y has got a very potent offense. And they don't win a men's major by packing up your bat and ball and going home when you fall behind. So I would guess that they're going to make a run at this, but High Y keeps, or Meatball City keeps tacking on. It may not matter.
Watch your line, Jake!
I know Amalia, one of our best followers, is a big Meatball City fan out in France. I don't know what the time differential is, but she'll be disappointed if she doesn't get in on the live stream. And there's Trey Johnson, and what a catch there. Ian Holst made a great play to end the bottom of the first, and now he makes a great play here in the bottom of the second to start the inning. Back-to-back great defensive plays by Ian Holst. Here's Travis Smith. Earlier today, he had a bomb into right center that cleared the fence by plenty. Wind was blowing out, but Trav's got big pop. And he rifles his shot, so he stays red hot. I like to see that. He's been pounding the ball into the right field area all day. Sometimes guys get a little... Sometimes kids get in their head and they wearing out a part of the field, and then they try to change up what they're doing. So my thought always was, now they'll courtesy run, which is allowed in this tournament. Not in the national championship tournaments, but in these early events, everybody's got to get up and go to work. So here's Dave Bradford. And Dave swings, and he gets a base hit. Here comes Trey Johnson. They fumble it. Now they're going to send him, and he'll score the first one of the game for High Y. So High Y on the board. And they were yelling time. Umpire didn't see it. Ball bouncing around. Charles Golden hustles into second. So the ball was already in the air and the hitter was in his swing. A ball popped out from foul territory down there from the other diamond. It did not affect the play as the ball was hit up the middle. And that's kind of a decent lesson. Second and third now. Here's Jazz Golden. Did not see either Jazz and Charles's mother here today. And she knows how to make an entrance, I'll tell you that. So High Y with a base hit can cut this to 7-3. Takes that pitch deep. We are playing 1-1. Championship game will be following, and we will have that game for you as well. We'll start a new stream for that. Iron won in 9 innings, and there's a little cut, and that's foul. So again, he already had 2 strikes on him, so that'll go down as a strikeout. 2 outs now. And it brings up Sharif Walker, playing first base in this game. So if you're high Y and you're trailing by 6, you'd like to get these runs. A little ground ball to Wiz. He stays down, long throw in time. And Meatball City works out of a jam. They only give up 1. Sure could have been worse. So we head to the top of the 3rd, 7-1. So if you're Meatball City now, you just kind of wiggled off of a hook. And your job now is not to get too happy with the fact that you're leading the ball game. Because High Y's got a lot of guys with high motors, and they will keep coming at you. So here's Joe Filomeno, then it'll be Jose Godinez, and John Ryan Doss. And there's a clip, and there's a bomb into right center. That's trouble all the way to the fence, and it bounces over for a ground rule double. I'm a little surprised more people haven't gone. The way the wind's blowing, anything from center to the right field line is going to get a little help. And
No, you're not one of the guys.
that was a hard line drive, but it carried well. So it brings up Jose Godinez, and Jose is one of the power bats on this team. And Jose is also capable of driving the ball into right field. He's with YTD. Every time he would come up, they'd start singing Jose, 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 Jose. And I know some of you probably turned your feet off hearing Gio sing, but he tries to pull, little bloop shot, long run. Chance got there but couldn't hold on. He had Gardner Huff and Trey Johnson running towards him, couldn't make the catch. So they put their first 2 hitters on here. Here comes John Doss. And the Meatball City team is very plugged in right now. And JR gets a hit. They're going to send Filomeno. He'll score. So they immediately pick up the run they gave up last inning. And still plenty of inning left here. And here comes Sean Quinn. I like what Meatball City's doing. They're barreling up. They're not getting too big or too soft with their swings. And they're hitting the ball real hard. And when you got a team that sprays the field with hard line drives, and there's a line drive drop, they'll go to 2 for 1. Now they got a pickle, and that's going to be interference, and that'll be a double play. He knows it too. So They got the fielder's choice. Yeah, he was out at second. So apparently those are the first two outs. Apparently he wasn't out because Trey Johnson isn't putting up much of a stink about it.
Yeah, he did. He was standing on top of the bag. He threw me the ball. Huh? Why would he just throw it to third?
So he is out. They did call him out.
Hell no. Hell no. What are they going about?
Yeah, I mean that's the right call.
Hey, Joe.
So
Train is way worse than that. Hey, look.
so this brings up Nick Wise, as we got or Nick Wiz. So Wiz, I don't know why I have trouble with her name. It's Wisz. Wiz. So little crazy play there. There's a ground ball. JB gets a hand on it. Can't make the play though. And Meatball City extends the inning for Jake Majerus. Single his last time up. So it's been a long day. This event started at 9:30 today. Again, with the consolation, it's not a brutal amount of games to play in a day, but first time out of the chute. And there's a lot of energy on both diamonds right now. That pitch is a little deep. Again, the winner will play iron for the championship. And Jake Majerus went right at Trey Johnson. And that'll be the third out, but they do pick up a run 8-1 here as we head to the bottom of the third inning. And I had made the comment earlier today that when I manage teams, I wanted the umpire to have a good day, especially when I was winning, because when you get a call that a team doesn't think is right, sometimes it wakes them up, it fires them up. So this is going to be Clayton, and then it'll be back to the top with Wright and Banks. Very spirited contest. And you can see he likes to get up in the box and he just cuts it into the outfield. That's usually a sign if you're a left fielder when you see a guy that far in front of the plate that he's going to come over the top and just try to dump over the infield. So back to the top. High Y, leadoff man on here, trailing by 7. And he goes the opposite way. That's trouble, and Jake Majerus got there, but he couldn't make the catch. Stand-up double. Sharif Walker saw that Majerus was going to have to potentially dive, so he did the right thing. He got a good ways out there. And when the ball dropped, he scampered into third. So here's John Banks. Last inning, second and third. They didn't score, and JB, he dumps a hit, and that's going to score a pair. And there's a little loss of concentration by the young left fielder. He threw the ball toward third, and Banks took advantage and grabbed an extra bag. Had he thrown it right to second, they could have held Banks there. So still nobody out. Here's Gardner Huff now, 2 in and a runner on. And they've turned the lights on. Sky-high fly ball. And John Banks did not go. And I tell you, that was deep enough where if you were JB, you could have made that to third easily. Brings up Trey Johnson. But trailing by a fin, discretion the better part of valor. So here's Trey Johnson. And Trey walks the dog down the left field line. That's going to score JB. And now they'll throw the ball to third. So high Y here, still nobody out. And the Oppo double by Trey Johnson brings up Travis. It's been hotter than a firecracker on the 4th of July. And that's why I was saying if you're Meatball City, you can't sit on your laurels. This is only the bottom of the third, Hector. So let's see if Travis doesn't try to juice something big to the right side of the field. That hits the plate. And I think Mike Marola is just trying to be very careful with him. And he catches a strike on the outside corner. And he did try to go the other way, right to Filomeno. And that'll be out number 2. So Travis kind of got a little quick there, hit it right off the end of the bat. And it brings up Davey Bradford. They have cut that big lead down now, 8-4. This would be a nice run to make the inning for High Y. And there's a swing and a base hit. They do grab that 5th run. And all of a sudden now the game is really starting to tighten up here. We're only in the 3rd. Again, this field has been producing runs. And these are 2 pretty decent offensive ball clubs. Brings up Charles Golden. He's already got a hit in the game, and he tries to cut and just missed. Just missed. Just missed. Their base coach has got Biggs on the back. He was begging, but the ball spun foul. Problem is you can't really, and now he beats it into the ground, pops Alejandro with the fake, safe at second. Charles Golden can flat out run. That was a little topper. Pops was hoping to catch him sleeping. Little Dave been around the block a few times, didn't buy it. And that's going to bring up Charles's brother, Jazz. So the inning has been extended with Sharif Walker on deck. And there's a strike. So Meatball City has been getting better every year. They've picked up a few guys. And you never know how a team is going to gel or react after jumping out big. And Golden, but right to Alejandro, read it all the way. But they do pick up 4 runs, and they make it an 8-5 ball game as we head to the top of the 4th inning. So I'm going to grab a quick drink of water, and I'll be right back, folks. We're back live, folks, with Ian Holst. He's already got a couple of nice defensive plays. Looks like he was trying to slap and run. Just spun it foul. And now he swings, high fly ball, long run. Charles Golden puts it away for out number one. So here's Jake Caballero, the left fielder. And again, easier said than done, but if you're Meatball City, you would have liked to have answered and taken a little fly ball. Charles Golden puts that away. So, top of the lineup, Mike Marola. And again, if you're Meatball City, you don't want to go dry because High Y looks like they got a little momentum building in their favor now. So by hook or by crook here with 2 outs, you'd like to push something across. And there's a swing and a base hit for Marola, his 3rd hit of the ball game. So Mike Marola stays hot and brings up Pops Alejandro, 2 for 2 in the ball game. Mike Marola used to be an outfielder, still runs good, and Pops just slaps it over there, and that'll be the end of the top of the 4th. So Meatball City goes dry, first time in the contest. High Y coming to bat. And again, we told you don't win a major national championship if you're going to fold up shop every time you fall behind. And you expected some kind of run. Now, we used to tell our guys, what does it matter if a team jumps out early? If they score 5 or 6, you know they're going to score in the ball game, and it doesn't change your job, which is to put runs up. No, that winner's got to play signature now. So I don't know who won, High Y or BTA. And that pitch is inside. And those teams go after each other pretty hard. So right now, if you're Meatball City, you'd like to stem the momentum a little bit and find a way to get your own goose egg here defensively. And Sharif swings, and he dumps a hit toward the gap. It's going to be at least 2. And Sharif will jog in with a stand-up double. Leadoff man on. So High Y seems to have got their legs under them now. Brings up Philip Clayton. So with that top looming, and he spins that foul. He had a nice dump into left field his last time up. Now he's got 2 strikes, so a lot of guys will shy away from that. But he's capable of cutting the center of it. Tries to go, whizzes right there. So 1 out now. Sharif Walker still at second base. And there's a swing the other way. Majerus tracks it all the way. And I tell you, there have been some throws in from the outfield that Meatball City hasn't really secured cleanly. So far, they haven't been hurt by it, but want to clean it up. So here's John Banks. And John does have a little pop. And now he tries to go the other way. Filomeno can't get there. In the last, I'd say, year and a half, JB's really expanded his game now. Let's see if he tries to cut something toward left center here. And he cuts it, but that's why you put size on your corners. And Meatball City got what they desperately needed, which was a goose egg. And we're going to head now to the top of the fifth, 8-5, Meatball City. Snappy game so far. So I see Signature is in the Hex dugout. So it's going to be Signature and BTA for the Consolation Bracket Championship. Of course, BTA, like High Y, out of Washington Park. So I'm sure the folks out there are looking for a double dip with Washington Park. And Wiz pounds it off of Travis at first, as Sharif Walker has come in now to pitch in relief of Dave Bradford. So here comes Filomeno, leadoff man down. And there's a towering fly ball. Chaz Golden makes the catch again. High Y has one of the quicker outfields in 16-inch softball. And anything you hit with that much air, unless it's hit over the fence, chances are they're going to get to it. And it brings up Jose Godinez. So with 2 outs here, Meatball City and Jeopardy are going back-to-back goose eggs. Again, folks, don't post links on our page. And there's a hard ground ball. JB, a little fumble. He's got a cannon. Might have had him, but Travis couldn't hold on to a low rocket. So they put a 2-out base runner on. Because all I'm going to do is delete them later. And there's a little swing and a flare. JB is there, and he puts it away. So back-to-back goose eggs for Meatball City as they leave the door open for High Y. So we head to the bottom of the fifth, 8-5, Meatball. Well, Joe, before you post that kind of stuff, you need to put a comment in there. We don't like it when people try to advertise links. We don't want to junk up our streams with some of the people out there that scam people. And because I'm using this software, normally if I do it direct to Facebook, those links don't make it onto the stream. So here's Gardner Huff leading off. And he slaps it up the middle, base hit. Gardner can run, and he's going to get a double. So Ian Holst had a long way to go to get there. The ball slowed down in the grass. And I don't know if Gardner's having a problem over there. Says he's okay. Here's Trey Johnson.
Right there, Mark. Right there.
Trey walked. No worries, Joe. So Trey Johnson walked the dog down the left field line. Trey's got a lot of pop, and he can certainly pull the ball. And there he looked like he was trying to pull that runner on second base. And he did try to go. Pops Alejandro makes the catch, and now he throws it to nobody in particular. And the ball hits Gardner in the back, but does not go. So the umpire thought that ball hit the bat. Meatball City thinks it hit the pole, and I think it did hit the pole. So they pick up a run there.
Get out of here. You gotta be kidding me.
So there's an example where umpire was getting himself in a position. The ball was a slow roll. I do think it hit the pole, but that's going to happen on occasion. Again, the problem there was nobody, the short center, Pops Alejandro, went out to catch the pop-up. And Travis, with 2 strikes, spins one foul, so he's out for out number 2. And what happened there was when Pops Alejandro drifted to catch the pop-up, the shortstop did not go to cover second. And Pops just kind of flipped the ball in, and it rolled. And there's a swing and a base hit by Dave Bradford. So we got an 8-6 game. And that's going to happen. These guys aren't perfect. Players make mistakes and errors. But Jimmy Evans is one of the best. Here's Charles Golden. And he slaps it. Mike knocks it down. No play. That's good awareness by Mike. He knew once that ball rolled 3 or 4 feet away, he was going to have no shot at first. So right now, and here's Jazz Golden now. So you can really see there's a lot of energy. And Golden tries to unload, and Caballero got a good jump on it. But in the inning, they pick up a run. They make it 8-6. So we're going to go to the top of the 6th. And the bigger problem if you're Meatball City is the fact that you went dry in the 4th and 5th. So they need to get back into the ball game offensively a little bit. It's going to be Sean Quinn, Nick Wiz, and Jake Majerus. So right now they're in desperate need of putting something on the scoreboard. Again, we are live from the 2024 SSA Guaranteed Rate Affinity Kickoff Classic presented by Matt Dozen. And again, if you're looking for a mortgage or a refi, give Matty a call, 630-757-6640. And of course, the live stream is presented by Gold Rush Gaming. And that's illegal. Pleasant but windy day here in Tinley Park. And there's a little flare the other way, but Jazz Golden got there and then couldn't hold on. Jazz has got 10 fingers, and I think 6 of them are taped up. And there's Mr. Repeat at third. So here's Nick Wiz. Sean Quinn catches a break, leadoff man on. And Nick Wiz drives it, and nice catch there, battling it all the way. Was D Wright in right field. That might have had a little knuckle to it. Kind of danced with it, surrounded it, and caught it pressed up against his chest. Good ball, better defensive play. Again, top of the six, 8-6. Meatball City scored 7 in the first 2 innings, slowed down since. And there's a strike. So Sharif Walker has done a good job since relieving Dave Bradford. And Jake hits it, and Charles Golden makes the catch. Good job there. Wright was in the area, but Charles called him off of it. So here's Ian Holst. So leadoff single, they haven't moved him. Sometimes you just want to stem the tide. As my good friend Lane Neiman used to say, 1 equals 2. For every run you score late in a ball game, they got to get 2 to overcome it. And he tries to turn and burn, and he drives it, but Wright makes the catch. He was running on an angle away from home plate and right in front of the fence out there, kept his concentration and made the catch. 3 innings in a row now that Meatball City hasn't scored, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6, 8-6. When you play a team like High Y, they're very talented. They have what I like to call a big boy offense. And they also have the hammer, which means they're the home team. So if you're Meatball City, even if you get an egg here, heading into, say, the bottom of the 7th with a 1 or a 2-run lead is not a very comfortable position to be in. Fantastic catch out there. And here's Sharif Walker. So we will click off and start a new stream for the championship. Sharif, little soft line drive. Doss just batted it up to himself. And that's going to bring up Philip Clayton with that top looming. So it's been a pretty good day. We've seen some upsets. It's going to be a wild year here in Chicago, so make sure you follow our page so you can get notified of when we're live. Next tournament will be the Cinco de Mayo tournament, and that's going to be out at Bulger Park in Melrose. That should be fun. It always is. And then a couple of weeks after that will be the Westchester TLC, the first event in the SSA Chicago Summer Series. So that's going to be a lot of fun as well. So 1 out, 1 on for Wright. Looks like Junior Villalobos is running, is running over there. And that's just a hair deep there. And he slashes a spinner. Doss will make the play at first. And he's telling Pops Alejandro the ball was spinning. He just wanted to make sure he caught it, and he didn't want to go backhand and maybe hit the runner. So here's John Banks, big spot in the ball game. So we are in the bottom of the 6th. And I ideally, if you were High Y, you would have liked to have erased that lead and maybe gone out in the top of the seventh with the lead. As we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. So 2 strikes now on Banks. And he hits a spinner, and that's going to kick foul. And we're going to head to the top of the seventh, still 8-6. But again, I think if you're Meatball City, it would behoove you to get a couple of runs here. Meatball City now 3 defensive outs away for a little bit of an upset. Now, thing about High Y, they won the SSA Gold Rush Gaming Major National Championship Tournament Labor Day weekend out in Joliet, Illinois last year. And what a lot of people probably don't remember is they came out and lost like their first 10 or 11 games. And everybody thought that with all the new acquisitions that it might blow up. But they figured it out in the last 2 months of the year. They were probably the best team in 16-inch softball. So, and their offense hasn't really been in high gear early. And there's a one-hopper to Trey Johnson. Trey kind of short-armed that throw and threw a one-hopper to Travis. So top of the lineup here with Mike Marola, 3 for 3 in the ballgame. And there's a swing, and Jazz Golden coming all the way. He saw Mike raise his hands. Mike hit that a little bit too hard, and the ball just carried out. And that'll bring up Pops Alejandro. He's 2 for 3 in the ballgame. So 2 outs here. Meatball City on the verge of going dry for the 4th inning in a row as they continue to leave the door open. Sharif Walker, spectacular in relief. And there's a ground ball deflected and out at first. So Sharif got a hand on it. One thing about this infield for High Y, they all got hoses. And now it's a do or die bottom of the 7th for High Y, trailing by 2, 8-6. So we'll see if we get a fantastic finish here or not. Again, the live stream powered by Gold Rush Gaming. If you're going to put video gaming in your establishment, give them a call. 630-307-0500 or email them at inquiries at Gold Rush Gaming. Please gamble responsibly. And of course, the tournament's being put on by Matt Dozen of Guaranteed Rate Affinity. If you need a mortgage or a refi, or you just want to check out your options, give Matty Dozen a call at 630-757-6640. So here's Gardner Huff. Going to try to start this bottom of the 7th off. If you're Meatball City, the first out is so important. See Gardner Huff, who I believe it's, is it Atlanta you moved to? And there's a ground ball, and that's going to be a leadoff hit. He pounded it off of Mike Marola. And High Y's got some pretty good team speed. Trey Johnson now represents the tying run in the box. And again, what you want to do here is you don't want to put the tying run on base. And there's a rocket. Filomeno got a hand on it. That's a gratuitous deflection right to Doss, right where he should be, which is tracking the ball. And he caught it through a strike. Filomeno, good hands there. And again now, if you're the outfield of Meatball City, you don't care if Gardner Huff scores. So what you want to do is keep Travis, if he gets a hit, from going to second. For a couple of reasons. One, he'd be the tie, but more importantly, you'd also like to keep the double play in order. So 2 strikes now. And there's a little spinner, and it's going to roll foul. Second time Travis is fouled out. And Meatball City now 2 outs, 1 out away from pulling the upset and going to the championship game. They will play Iron. So it's kind of an interesting situation. You got Hex and Signature, 2 very good major teams playing for the consolation. And if Meatball City holds on, you'd have Iron and Meatball City, and I don't know if no slam on either one of those teams, but I don't know if that's how you would have handicapped it at the beginning of the day. Now, Dave Bradford's got a little pop, and you got to be careful here in the outfield because any kind of a line drive, if you're too shallow, you don't have an angle. And there's a ground ball to Alejandro, little bobble to throw in time. And despite going dry 4 innings in a row, Meatball City clings to the 2-run lead. They'll play Iron in the championship. And we're going to be back shortly with the championship game. Make sure you don't go